Hi, I'm Josh, and today we're going to find out how to supercharge your marketing using the power of the unified customer profile in MapEngage and how this delivers really interesting purchase insights to use in your campaigns. Okay, so let's take a little look at how we do this. So first of all, we start in our MapEngage tool. So you can see we've come into the normal homepage, and from here it's really important to get your data into our e-commerce transactions table. So to do this, you would go into administration and you go into e-commerce, and then you want to get your system transactions, so your purchases, into this table. So you're going to click into the system transactions tool. For this one, we're going to key this in with our order number, and we're just going to take a little look at one of these sample records here. So this sample record has come into our platform, and it's using this order ID, timestamp, for instance, the product names, and the details of all of that product activity that has come through here as well. Okay, so how do we get this data into this table, and what does this do? So in terms of the data, you can get this information in utilizing this e-commerce API call into our platform. So there's an e-commerce register transaction, which is available from V9.19 onwards, and you can see the body of the API call that can come in. So this should be passed from your e-commerce platform straight into Map and passing the data in. There's also functionality within Map to import all your historic transactions to be able to build your lifetime history really straight away using our platform. And what does this do? So once you have your platform, you can search for any user that has made a transaction in the table, and you'll get this idea and this concept of our unified customer profile. Okay, so what does this show? Well, this shows that this user, Thomas, one of our users here at Map, he has all of his data now being transcribed into our unified customer profile. We can see his engagement levels, also his time that he's being most active from his email newsletters is Tuesdays at 8 a.m. We can see his average order value is 154 euros in this case. His number of orders, total revenues, and he's a repeat purchaser as well. The benefit of having Thomas in one single unified profile is that we have his email address, we have his mobile app alias for his push notifications, and also his DMP cookie from MapAcquire all in the same place. Could also have his SMS number. So we really know Thomas across all of his different channels. His email address, his mobile app ID, and also his web cookie ID as well. Okay, so what are we going to do with this data once we have this information? Well, we're going to go into a different part of our platform and look at the different insights that we can start bringing against this user. So we're going to go into our system settings, which can be found in administration, system settings, and then insights. And this is where you set all of your different insight levels that you want to start looking at from your particular brand perspective. Here you've got the low value users being 100 euros, medium value users being 1,000 euros. You can set your loyalty numbers being 1 transaction or maybe 4 transactions here as our example. You can set churning thresholds, the number of days it's there, and when they should be churned as well. And you can also set your own custom aggregation time zone. So once you've got this time frame all set up and you've pressed save, the data will start calculating based upon these bases. So then we can start utilizing this data in our segmentation tool. So we're going to come into our segmentation tool for this activity. And here we've got our segmentation. So I've created a segment here being called Map Unified Profile Purchase Insights. So let's have a little look at what this one looks like. So from on the left hand side, you can see we've got our different activity. We've got our insights and intelligence section, and we can drag in this purchase insights tool once you've got your e-commerce table populated. And in here, you've got lots of different options that you can have a little look at, from transaction status, loyalty status, for instance, whether you're low value or high based on those conditions you've set in the insights table. The value status, for instance, you can set low values and high values, or you can look at some of the other different capabilities in here. Well, the ones I like to utilize is this spend, the revenue in a certain time frame is greater than or equal to, let's say 100, and you can choose your different time frame, week, month, 365 days, or your custom period here as well. I'm going to set this one to be 100 of the last 365 days. At the top one, for instance, we can change this up. So we could have most popular categories that users have been looking at, most popular brands, for instance, or whether they've been using discount rates. Again, completely up to you based upon the data that you've been inputting into the table. So we can say here that total transactions, for instance, is greater to or equal than in this scenario. So this would be looking for users who have had more than 3 transactions, or that their spend in the time frame is greater than or equal to 100. And in this instance, this equals 1,174 users. Okay, so we can save this segment, for instance, and publish. Please remember that you can also use any of the different activity that you have in your left-hand sidebar to add into this additional context. So data from your DMP in MapAcquire, you can pull all of this information there. So once you have this segment, Again, what do we want to utilize and how do we utilize this information? So if we come into one of our email newsletters, this one's a Turtle and Roo purchase insights offers that I've been creating, and we can take a little look at this email newsletter. We've got our top banner, again, that we may have seen previously, and some products, and then this product block or this wallet, we might want to just bring this coupon in for certain users. So if we click on this kind of wallet here, we're going to apply a send out condition, and then we can look for our unified customer profile with our purchase insights and save. So now this content block will only be showcasing for those people who fit that criteria that we've just built in the segment previously. What we can do from here is we would go prepare to send out, and you can have some differentiated content and be certain that this kind of offer block is only going to go to your high value spenders or people who've transacted over 3 times or spent over €100 with your brand, for instance, in this example. So let's have a little recap on what we have seen today. We have seen how you can supercharge your marketing using the power of the unified customer profile and getting those rich purchase insights against your customers. And let's have a little look at some more examples of what we can utilize this technology for. So we can use those purchase insights to drive dynamic content in emails we've just seen. However, we can also create automated recurring whiteboards for users who start falling into certain purchase insight categories. And this could trigger out some automated workflows for yourselves. You could create VIP and RFMs, so recency, frequency, monetary segments based upon your e-commerce transactions. You can create a loyalty program or differentiated content for those loyal users. Or you can even create category triggers of those most popular brands or SKUs being purchased. So please do schedule a session with one of our consultants to learn more tips on how to supercharge your marketing. Thank you.